members, welcome to another episode of GAWDA TV. Summer is in full swing and things are starting to heat up for GAWDA. Registration is open now for GAWDA's Seven Springs and Northwest Regional meetings. Already, more than 100 members have registered for the Seven Springs Regional, which takes place from June 21st to the 23rd in Seven Springs, Pennsylvania. This is traditionally the most attended regional of the year, so don't miss out and register today. Attendees will have the opportunity to hear from a diverse set of speakers, including Iwatani America's CEO Joe Capello, GAWDA President Bob Ewing, and Air Products Senior Driver Safety and Training Specialist Frank Bach Sr. They will also hear from Sandler Training CEO Sean Coyle and GAWDA's DOT consultant Mike Dodd. In addition to the all-star speaker lineup, attendees will have the opportunity to participate in the unique Reverse Contact Booth program, in addition to networking opportunities like bowling, sporting clays, axe throwing, golf, and a networking reception. If you haven't registered yet, what are you waiting for? Click the link in the description below so you don't miss out. We've got a great show lined up for you today, so stick around right after a word from today's presenting sponsor, Weldcoa. We are joined first today by Noble Gas Solutions CEO and GAWDA board member Colleen Kohler. Colleen, thank you for joining us again. Colleen, Noble made news this month when it was announced that you were acquired by Airwater America. Can you tell us about that acquisition and what it means for Noble going forward?
Airwater is a wholly owned subsidiary of, or Airwater America is a wholly owned subsidiary of Airwater in Japan. And North America has always been one of the key areas that they wanted to focus on. So in the past 5 years, they've made a lot of investments like in the gas industry and the equipment side of our industry. So Noble is going to be part of, entering the gas market for the North American market. So we're really excited for that.
As part of the deal, you were named CEO. Can you tell us what that means for you and any other way that the day-to-day operations of Noble will be affected?
So in talking about Noble working with Airwater, they had actually promoted me to CEO, which is an incredible honor and has always been like a lifelong dream of mine to become a CEO. So in my role, I want to continue to invest in the growth of Noble under the Airwater team and to just drive us to succeed with the same Noble team. So Airwater wants to continue to invest in us and invest in our employees and to just continue to encourage us to do what we're doing.
Why do you feel that Noble was an attractive acquisition target for Airwater? And how does Noble fit within the portfolio that Airwater has built over the last several years?
I was really pleased to hear that, Noble stuck out to them because of the buzz that we had within our industry. They believed that we were doing all of the right things. They felt that everything that we were doing was in line with the things that they wanted to do. So it was to my understanding that they were like, all right, like they seem like a good partner to us. Like we're going to, work with them and we're just going to keep investing in them to grow and their employees to grow. So for us, it just seemed like a best case scenario for any type of acquisition.
What new opportunities will this open up for Noble Gas customers and employees?
I think that the opportunities, could be limitless. Being part of a family-owned business, there's something special to that, but we could only grow so much. So the way that I look at it is partnering or being part of a larger organization just gives you more resources and more capabilities to grow and to even potentially grow faster than we would have being a family-owned company.
Is there anything else about the acquisition that you want to discuss today?
I would just, continue to say that we're all really excited about this. It's a big change. It probably came to a surprise to a lot of people in our industry, but it's a great opportunity for our Noble team, and we're very excited to join Airwater and to join all of the other subsidiary companies underneath its umbrella.
Colleen, congratulations again on this great news. We thank you so much for coming with us today. Hobart Institute of Welding Technology offers an AWS-certified welding supervisor prep for exam course. This course teaches distributors how to bring real value to their customers by assisting them to reduce weld metal volume, reduce rejects, rework, scrap, and much more. Check our website to see all courses, or contact us today at 937-332-9500 for more information on enrollment requirements. We are lucky enough to be joined next today by Chuck Mazoch. He is the president of Coastal Welding Supply. Chuck, thank you for being with us today. Chuck, you gave a presentation during this year's Spring Management Conference entitled Building Independence in Specialty Gases. For those members who weren't able to attend that session, can you give us an overview on some of the key topics that you discussed?
The overview of it was to let people know, let the independents and let them know what resources are available out there to them to help grow that portion of their business, because it's always been a part of the business that people steered away from. They were always focused on just industrial, but there's so many opportunities for them in specialty gas, and I wanted them to understand that there were a lot of opportunities out there to help them achieve some new goals if they were interested in doing that.
So you just mentioned that people have sometimes steered away from specialty gases or even intimidated by specialty gases. What is it about that term that people are scared of? And are there any pervasive myths out there about specialty gases that you'd like to dispel today?
There's kind of about 4 levels of specialty gases. Level 1 is dealing with the pure products that you're already filling or handling. And so those are very easy to transition from industrial to specialty or ultra-high purity type products. When you move into mixtures and blends, those become a little bit more challenging, cost more, the investment is a little bit more in those, but they're not magical. There are given math formulas for putting mixes together. There is some training that's required for that, so that you don't put dangerous products together, etc. On those, but it's really something that's very achievable for the average distributor.
So the title of your presentation has that magic word in it, independent. What advantages does being a truly independent gas distributor offer, in your opinion?
What it does mostly is it removes the third party that you have to deal with all the time. And in our industry, it doesn't even have to be just gas related. It can be hard goods or whatever. It seems like the third party is always what gets you in trouble from a service standpoint with your customer. So being independent, that way you control your destiny on it. So it just is so much easier to take care of your customers, satisfy their needs, provide them with a priced product that's very competitive, and in turn win more business.
Your presentation also mentioned that there are growing third-party spec gas sources available that you wanted to educate people on. Can you expand on that a bit more, and do you expect those sources to continue to gain prominence?
I think as distributors grow their business, they in turn will become third-party suppliers for other distributors. And by doing that, because you have to do a certain volume of a particular product in order for it to be economical. You may never get there as a distributor, but there's your buddy down the street or your competitor that you can work with in order to get that product. So I think there's always going to be a market for that third party.
You touched on a wide variety of topics during the presentation. What was the biggest takeaway that you wanted attendees of your presentation to walk out with and bring back to their businesses?
To be successful in the specialty gas market, you need to take the time to spend a little bit of money, do some good training with your people. The training gives them better knowledge of the products. It takes away some of the stigma or the behind the curtain type stuff. Everybody's a lot easier to sell products that they're familiar with, and so it just makes it a whole lot easier. And there are resources out there GAWDA has an excellent buyer's guide that has people that you can lean on for equipment, for training, for products. There's also excellent people out there that do piping and plumbing and filters and all of that stuff, and they're more than happy to work with you. And when you progress into mixes and blends, there's now some new training out there that people can get their people involved in, and even help them with writing procedures and doing all that type of work.
Chuck, thank you so much for your time and your insight. We really appreciate it.
Being active for more than 70 years, always following the original mission. Wherever gas is the integral part and provides energy for everyday life, there will be the technological and productive commitment from Cavagna Group.
Finally, we are joined today by Rick Young. Rick is the co-chairman of GAWDA's Member Services Committee and the president of CryoStar DNA. Rick, we appreciate you being with us. You took over as the MSC co-chairman in 2021. Can you discuss what your overall goals are for the committee?
Overall goal is involvement. And we have a lot of talent on that subcommittee. And it's not good enough for them to join a weekly meeting or monthly meeting and just be there for a month and just come and go. We want them involved. So we've created some avenues for that to happen through the subcommittees, as well as other directives that we provide.
You just mentioned those subcommittees. You introduced 2 new subcommittees last year, engagement and growing membership. What would you say are the aims of those subcommittees, and what was the process like in putting those together?
Well, the process of putting that together started happening last year under Raphael. So we just picked that ball up and kept running with it. The subcommittee for the engagement subcommittee, headed by John Tapley, really what they want to do is engage. We want to provide a personal touch to members. And so when new members come on, we want to have an avenue for them to get onboarded and then have a way to get involved and insert it into either subcommittees or committees or other involvements within GAWDA to make them feel welcome. The Growing Membership Committee is focused on growing membership. And how do we do that? And we've identified there's over 100 companies that are part of the small buying groups that aren't part of GAWDA. So now what we want to do is find a way to reach out to those people and make them feel welcome and get them into the GAWDA family.
There are so many member benefits that the association provides even beyond the national conventions. Some GAWDA members are probably not even aware of the full breadth of benefits. How does the MSC communicate those benefits to members and potential members?
Mostly through social media. And there's a lot of effort. GAWDA does a wonderful job with the website and all the outreach that they provide. We want to supplement that. So part of John Tapley's subcommittee with the engagement is part of that is to create a LinkedIn page on the GAWDA site. And they are going to post calendar events, things of that nature, once or twice a week of upcoming events to try to reach out to people and know what's happening within GAWDA.
You mentioned the effort that you've made in recruiting new members. I know you've put a special emphasis on recruiting smaller distributors and members of like-minded buying groups. Can you expand on those efforts a little bit?
Well, first of all, we're trying to participate in their annual conventions. So AIWD is coming up, so I know GAWDA is going to be there. We also want to take those members that aren't part of GAWDA and find other ways to discuss with them. And part of Jason's task is to find out what those best ways are. We don't necessarily know. I know they're looking at some ways to do it. We're waiting for some of those involvement, and it hasn't happened yet. But we are looking forward to that and finding ways to help improve.
So you've obviously got a lot of initiatives on your plate. What are you most excited about for the MSC this year and in upcoming years?
Well, I'm most excited finding ways to help supplement what GAWDA's already doing. They do a wonderful job. And so we as a committee is not trying to do something different. We want to do what they need us to do. And so we had issues with at-risk companies that kind of came and went. Found out, okay, here's a few companies that are at risk. We dealt with that. We want to supplement their activities and deal with them. But we really are here just to kind of support. And I think our subcommittee, our committee is extremely good at reaching out to people. For the newcomers event that's coming up here at SMC, we reached out to 100 people that are going to be there personally. So our committee reached out to each individual member, and we actually had an email or a phone call go out to everybody. We got 100% involvement. So we're real excited about that. But I think that's where our committee can really help, is provide that personal touch to potential members or new members.
Rick, thank you so much for your time today. We really appreciate it. Today's member news segment is brought to you by Anthony Welded Carts, home of the patented load and roll front caster cylinder carts. Noble Gas Solutions was acquired by Airwater America Inc. The purchase was effective on May 6th. As part of the deal, Dave Mahoney has retired and Colleen Kohler was promoted to CEO. If you missed our interview with Colleen earlier in the episode, click the link in the description below to go back and learn more about this acquisition. Safety Cart expanded its office capacity with new construction that connects the company's front office with its back office. The M.K. Morse Company was presented with the 2021 Mayor's Award for Environmental Quality Control by Canton, Ohio Mayor Thomas Bernardi for its proactive approach toward environmentalism and reduced waste at its global headquarters in Canton. Cryogenic Industrial Solutions has acquired Nitrocrete. Astaris Inc. recognizes President Ed Wilson for 20 years of distinguished service at the company. Alliance Distribution Partners announced that it is now a proud distributor of diamond lead reels. Premier Cryogenic Services purchased Viper Cryogenics. The IWDC announced that Tim Springer has joined the cooperative as a senior accounting manager. The Cavagna Group acquired an equity interest in Ecomotive Solutions. Awisco welcomed Corey Notice as its new Bronx branch leader. To read more about any of these member news items or to submit member news of your own, read the full June 1st GAWDA Connection in your email inbox today or by clicking the link in the description below. GAWDA Media is the go-to resource for news and information about the gases and welding industry. Through our wide variety of publication platforms, GAWDA Media keeps our members up to date on all of the most breaking news, emerging trends, and member events in the industry. Want to get your company's message seen? We have a quarterly print publication, a twice-monthly newsletter, an online buyer's guide, and a twice-monthly news show. If it's happening at Gas and Welding, it's happening on GAWDA Media. Want to learn more? Contact your GAWDA Media representative today. Thank you so much to everyone who tuned in today. We look forward to seeing you all in person this summer during one of GAWDA's regional meetings. And don't forget to save the date for GAWDA's annual convention, which will take place in San Diego from October 5th to the 8th, 2022. This year's theme is Building a Bridge for Future Leaders. This year's convention will also see the introduction of GAWDA's Networking 360 event, which will take place on October 7th before the Contact Booth program. For more information about this new networking event, click the link in the description below. That's our show for today. Until next time, for all of us here at GAWDA Media, this is Steve Guglielmo signing off.